Hey ladies, Nice Girl, Jen here, Jennifer Delatorre, creator founder of Nice Girls Finish Last, coming to you live today to share a little bit of a story of myself and what I went through running a business and having little kids. And I've addressed this topic before in the past. It's been a long time since I have. Hey Judy. And I haven't talked about it too much recently, although I did go live with another woman and we did talk about, balancing the home life, your kids, and business. But myself, I have not discussed this in a very long time. And I wanted to because I was discussing this with someone the other day. And if you are a mom and you have little kids at home and you are trying to build a business, then you've realized it's pretty hard, right? And so it's not like you can just take off, go to an office, do the work that you have to do, and then come back and have your family and spend quality time with them. It doesn't work like that because they're intertwined. So I just wanted to share a little bit about my experience. So welcome, thanks for joining. Say hello, and I'll go from here. So anyways, I became a mother when I was 24. And at that time, I was working up until the baby was here. I was working about 12 hours a day, running my business, which was a call center at the time. Hey, Jackie. And then sometimes even more, because if I came home and I left the office and there was other things that I needed to do, I would work on them. Now, I was obsessed with work. So when I say I worked about 12 hours a day on my business, it wasn't because I had to or it was going to fail. I mean, who knows? I had to put in that effort to get things rolling and all of that. But I enjoyed it. Like there was nothing else that I wanted to do but work on my business and all of that. So I went to the office all day. I worked after. I was there before any of the employees showed up. I left after they were long gone. And just doing the numbers and seeing the results of the day and where could we improve and what kind of cool contests could I do next week to motivate our team and get them to produce and all of that stuff. So anyway, if you're jumping on now, I was saying that I had my child when I was 24 and I was running a call center at that time. And actually it started it about 5 months being pregnant. And so, I got a lot of crap for that because they're like, you're about to have a baby. Why are you starting a business? That's just weird. But anyway, so my goal was get this thing rolling and successful, get someone to manage it for me so that when the baby's here, I can stay at home as much as I need with the baby. But anyways, then by the time that my daughter came along, about 2 years after that, I was working completely from home, shut down that company, and now the business was just something that I was doing at home. When you are, and if you can relate to this, let me know. When you are at home trying to take care and handle business and have two little ones, a baby and a toddler at this point, it's very difficult, right? So if you're watching this or if you're watching the replay, put down how many kids you have and what their age is, because I'd really like to get a feel of who's on my friends list and what you're going through right now and how you're dealing with it. But I wanted to offer a few words of encouragement because I've been there, and my kids are still pretty young, 11, 9, and 5, so they're still pretty young. But I've been there, I know what you're going through, and I wanted to offer maybe a few words of wisdom or just kind of tell you what I did that maybe might help you. And it's not always easy. It can be a little tough at first, but once you stick to it and you keep it going, then things will flow so much more smoothly for you, and it'll take a lot of the headache out of it. And that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about. So first of all, you have to set up boundaries. Absolutely have to set up boundaries because, and you know what's funny, even if you set up some kind of time schedule, infants, toddlers, they really don't care what your schedule is. They're going to do what they want to do when they want to do it. But if you've made the decision that you're going to start up a business and it's one that you're running from home, then since you've already made that decision, now you have to make the decision that it's going to work. Because if you don't already make that decision, that firm decision that it's going to work, then it's not. And the only way it's going to work is if my favorite word in business is systems. It's what I truly believe business runs on. Because if you don't have a successful working system in your business, whether it's just you in front of your computer, or if it's you and 20 people that you've recruited, or if it's you and 50 employees at an office or whatever, it doesn't matter. You've got to have systems in order for your business to work, run smoothly, and continue to grow. So guess what? You're at home. Triplets. Oh my goodness. I bet that was a challenge. Did you run a business at that time, or not quite at that period of time? So anyways, you've got to set boundaries and you've got to set up a system. So here's what I did when my kids were very little. I made sure that I had a daily schedule, because believe it or not, little kids and toddlers, all that, they do love a routine. Why? Because it makes their day flow in a predictable manner, and that gives them a sense of security. It gives them a sense of feeling safe. And anybody can, even them that are being little, hey, what's going on? Even when they're little, they'll adapt to it and they'll adjust to it. And sometimes it might take like a week of sticking to it to make it work while they're kicking and screaming and all that. But you can get them to go along with your routine. So I would have us wake up at a certain time, breakfast was at a certain time, snack was at a certain time, break, nap, quiet time, all those certain time. And then early on, because at the beginning I was answering a lot of incoming calls, and I had to set up boundaries even with my toddler that, okay, you can't come in the office. So that meant like baby gate there. Sorry, this is I've noticed a lot of moms where they've got their workspace, but their kids are all up in their workspace. And then, how can you be productive if when they're all up in it, taking stuff, trashing things, baby toys here and all that? For me, at least, maybe not for you, but for me, that's chaos. That to me is chaos. So off limits, not in my work area. This is not a play zone, and plus they could get hurt or something. You get distracted, you're on the phone, whatever. So anyways, set up boundaries, and set up not just boundaries in your schedule, but also, like I said, in your home, where they can or cannot go, what they're allowed to do, not do. And then keep it consistent. If there's a time for break, if there's a time where let's go play at the park now, or let's play a game together or something like that, and you stick to that daily routine and you schedule all of your business stuff around that. And if sometimes you have to make an adjustment to it, you have to make an adjustment. You don't want kids that are completely unflexible, right? So you got to stay flexible to a certain point, but on a day-to-day, weekly basis, you want to keep the routine steady. And it helps you know that, okay, you're not in the middle of a project and then, your child needs something or is begging for something. And in the beginning, they won't understand when you're, hold on 5 minutes, this is not the time, or it's at 1 o'clock, or whatever you need to say. They understand more than you know. They're always going to be pulling after you when you have business to take care of, when you have work to do. So that's pretty much what I did is I just had a regular kind of schedule, and then I held them accountable to that schedule too, because like I said, if it is not time for lunch, you're waiting till lunch. If it is not time for going outside or running errands, whatever it is, then we didn't do it. And so I did a post a while back where we've gotten our kids to be quiet, to know to be quiet if we're doing a live or a phone call or something like that. Getting them to stop taking office supplies is a different story. Sometimes they sneak in there, grab a piece of paper, grab a pen and whatever. But a lot of people can't do that. I watched a live painfully one time of a young woman that was sharing her business, and there was a screaming, I'm going to say it was a toddler, screaming, kicking, yelling, grabbing, talking, asking questions. It was very distracting. Honestly, if it was me, I'd be on the verge of probably crying. I would have shut off the live video and I would have called it a day. But see, even with the little one, okay, here you go. You're going to have to stay here when you're safe, or do the things when they're taking a nap or distracted or whatever. And so a lot of moms won't do that because they almost feel a little rough. Oh, my kid wants to play with me now, so I need to do it. Or I'm a bad mom. You're not a bad mom at all. Because at the end of the day, your children, you don't want them to grow up selfish either and think like, oh, I can use and abuse my mom, whatever I need. She'll give it to me right then and there. They need to understand that you're a human being too, and you deserve respect and your space, and your needs need to be met too. And it's a concept that you can start off very, very young. So that's what I did. And then even now that they're older, it's like bedtime's at a certain time, no debate. We eat at a certain time, no debate. We have work to do, go do something quietly, read, whatever. But then when you are off, then when you are not working and you're, time for focus on family, then truly be off. Get off your phone and focus on them. And unless something is as urgent, you could put it off for a while. It's okay. And then really give that full undivided attention and whatever it is that you're doing. So it is possible, basically what I am saying, it is possible to make it work, even with little ones. I've been through it. I've had the headaches. I've had the frustration, but you can do it. So that's basically what I wanted to share with you ladies today, because like I said, if you're going through that now and you're feeling a little frustrated, I've had women that I've worked with that as smart as they are and as talented as they are and as determined as they are, they do let that get in their way because it's very overwhelming. And the last thing a mother wants to do is say no or disappoint their child. It's just how we are, right? But you have to understand that if you don't set up, you've already made the decision to make the business work. If you don't set up those kind of boundaries, if you don't set up those kind of limits and stick to them, then your business will never work. And there was no point of really starting it to begin with. Or you'll be kind of a newbie starting off for like 10 years because finally they're grown and now you can get to it. That's not why you started the business for. So my advice to you is set up those boundaries when it comes to your schedule and then stick to it and make your kids stick to it too. Plain and simple. So let's see, what else that I got? Yeah, just make sure that you're consistent, because at the end of the day, if you're not, then they'll say, well, last time I got away with this, even though she said we had to do that, and now here they go. So anyways, I wanted to mention, I did talk about this last week. I did mention it, that Nice Girls does have a new program that is going to be launching in a few days. And it's basically going to be for women who are starting up their business. Maybe they've been doing it for a little while now, but they're just having a hard time getting people to notice them online, to watch their lives, or even if they are, it's not turning into buyers. You're still making that friends list and trying to hit up everyone you know. You're tired of doing that. You're tired of feeling like you promote on Instagram, you promote maybe on Twitter, you promote on Facebook, but it's not turning into customers. It's not turning into recruits. And maybe you've got a few people that you got on your team, but they're not really doing anything. They're not producing. It was already tough enough just to get them on, and now they're not doing anything and they're on the verge of quitting. So I will go in more details of what all of that entails, but I just wanted to let you know I'll be announcing that soon. So stay tuned, and I will be announcing our contest shortly tomorrow morning. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching, ladies. Share this with any women entrepreneurs that might need this.